Greetings and blessings, butterflies. Welcome back. I'm Famous Moore, and I'm here with another episode of Fragments Before Flight, where we explore the emotional triggers, patterns, and behaviors that cause restrictions or limitations in our inner soul's journey. Now, today we have two shadow work cards. My intention was to pull one shadow work card and an angel wisdom message, but I guess Source said, those are your plans, those are not mine. So we have two shadow work cards for the day. So let's just jump right into them. The cards that we have is jealousy and demanding. Jealousy says, your past wounds need healing. Work on your self-love. You are far greater than you know. Now, my beautiful butterflies, when it comes to jealousy, jealousy often comes from an unconscious belief that someone has something that we lack. But that is less about the person and more about how you talk to yourself, that inner self-talk. It's your own stories about who you are and what you think you don't have that's really running the show here. Because when we feel neglected, abandoned, or rejected, my butterflies, please know that these are past wounds that are being reactivated, triggering feelings of unworthiness. This is a time to go in and, do that inner child healing and, that wound work. Anything around jealousy, we've got to look within instead of outside of ourselves, butterflies, because truly that's where the truth of any of this lies. Moving on to demanding. Demanding says, when displayed, you are most likely making the other person feel inferior. Check your anxiety and depression. Now, I want you all to know that having demands doesn't mean that you are a bad person. However, it does usually signal fear or desperation trying to control the outcome. And I'm sure, butterflies, the last thing any of us wants to do on this healing journey is create emotional pressures in our relationship that leads others to feeling less than while we're trying to feel secure. So instead, it's advised to reflect on any eternal anxieties, for us to find our calm and practice grace when these things show up for us in unbalanced ways. Now, I want us all to remember that through all of this, through this healing, we are doing the work, and we have to give ourselves grace and be proud of the progress that we have made on this journey. This journey is always going to be a journey. These things, will arise at certain different times in our lives. So never expect to always be perfect. Never expect to always be healed. Just be open for healing whenever it comes and is needed by you. If you appreciated these messages that I left with you for today, butterflies, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I want us to leave us with an affirmation before we leave. And this affirmation is going to be, I release comparison and control. I am healing the parts of me that forgot their worth. I want you to also say, I am enough, I am safe, and I am becoming whole. And remember, you've always been whole. You're just remembering it. As I always say, my healing is your healing, and your healing is mine. So until next time, you all have a blessed, safe, and loved rest of your day.